people? I'm Shaggy, the opinionated hippie. This is my top 10 favorite Supertramp songs, studio songs. I'm not including You Started Laughing, that awesome live track that was on Paris. So I don't know if that would have made the list had I considered it, but I didn't consider it, so it didn't even have a chance. I've been listening to Supertramp for literally 4+ decades. Breakfast in America came out when I was a preteen. It was all over everywhere. And so, yeah. And so if there were songs on this list that you're like, what? How could that song not be on this list? It probably was at one point in time. Maybe been in the 80s, 90s, maybe the early 2000s, maybe the mid 2000s, maybe when Obama was president, maybe when that last guy was president. Who knows? But as of December 2022, these are the songs I am not still, but I'm currently the most excited about listening to whenever I listen to Supertramp. I'm just going to talk through them, and then at the end, I will put the list on the screen if you're a visual learner, and then you tell me your favorite or tell me why I'm wrong or be like, what? You know, comments work, people. Anyways, number 10 is Cannonball, the opening track off Brother, Where You Bound. That name, the title always gets me. I love this song. I've probably listened to this album way too many times simply because I want to hear this song. And so I will just then, continue the process. I love the opening, the dun-dun-dun to that piano intro, the drums. Love that middle section when the horns come in. It's like bum, bum, ba-da-da-bum, bum. You can just see them doing a little dance and, hitting a pose when they hit those dut notes. Yeah. Again, not sure really whether the lyrics matter or not with a lot of Rick Davies songs post Hodgson leaving. But I just love the energy of the song. Love that little middle section. Love the horns. Just kind of love everything about this song. Love the momentum that it gives that album. The first album after Hodgson left. Number 9, Ain't Nobody But Me off Crisis What Crisis. Another sort of Rick Davies rocker, one of those that has some really good guitar playing by Hodgson. There's a part in here that occurs both in the middle of the song and at the end of the song where it's like this kind of start and stop type thing, and then the drums come in and just like, and then it just kind of propels it forward. And the drums play it pretty kind of reserved here, except for those little moments when the fills drop in. Some good guitar work, good all-around group effort with that ain't nobody but me gonna lie for you. Love where it appears on this album. Just probably one of the best sides of music, side A of Crisis What Crisis. Really good version on Paris of this song, pretty much the same as the album version, but I don't care. I just really like this song. Ain't Nobody But Me Gonna Lie for You. Number 9 is another Rick Davies song. This might have been co-written, might have both got a credit. Hodgson sings on it, but it feels like a Rick Davies song. That's the opening track off Breakfast in America, Gone Hollywood. Love the way it kind of slowly increases in volume. It's got some nice little breaks in the middle where John Helliwell gets to play. I like just the energy of it. It's sort of just over 5 minutes or under 5, right around 5 minutes, but it feels a little bit longer, feels a little bit proggier. I just like the sort of rhythm of the words. I like the addressing of what it's like to live in Hollywood and LA and sort of the emptiness of it all. Just a really good, slightly proggy opener to like their pop masterpiece, Breakfast in America. Number 7, this is probably my current favorite song that I've been into a lot lately. That is Sister Moonshine off of Crisis What Crisis. Love that, just that. The acoustic guitar kind of doubled up in the beginning. Both the solos in here, I think, are just two of Hodgson's best guitar solos. Like I said in the album video, Hodgson's guitar playing, like the purpose it serves in a song, reminds me a lot of Gilmour from Pink Floyd. It's not as much a solo as much as it's just like a necessary guitar part that's sort of integral to the success of the song. And there are 2 great guitar solos on this song, Sister Moonshine, that I absolutely love. Lyrics are kind of silly. Hodgson's starting to get towards his goofy, spiritual, lighthearted, fun way. Sister Moonshine, won't you send me a little sun? But just love the energy of the song. Love the way it kind of kicks off the album. You have this little 2-minute ditty before it. But just, yeah, just an uplifting, feel-good number with some fantastic guitar playing. 6, also of Crisis What Crisis, opens up side 2, Lady. This to me is the better version of Dreamer. It is sort of Crisis What Crisis's version of Dreamer. Like there's a lot of songs on Crisis What Crisis that seem to mirror things on the previous album, Crime of the Century. This is sort of the Dreamer version of that. Starts with some nice percussion, then you get that piano coming in, then the vocals, and then like after you get the first set of vocals, this amazing bass drop where the bass comes in. And this bass part is really cool because it happens twice in this where you have like just vocals and keyboards and maybe no bass. And then it drops in and it kind of, energizes the verses. And the first time it drops in, it doesn't really propel it forward because what the notes it's playing, it's like it drops in and then it almost plays like a backwards type like rhythm where it's like bringing you back and not letting that momentum like carry you. And then the second time it drops in, it's more of a propulsive going forward bass pattern. And that I just love that dichotomy of those two parts in this. And then Lady has this awesome sort of ending prog thing where things kind of fade away and you get some weird chanting vocals in there and just some really neat textures and moods and tones in this song. And it just has so much great energy. Like it feels like a pop song, but there are so many really cool prog elements in it. Supertramp prog elements in which they don't really indulge them, but just kind of sprinkle their songs with them. Yeah, just a great kickoff to side 2 of this album. Number 5, the closing track of Crime of the Century, the title track, Crime of the Century. Just a great song, kind of a piano-based ballad at first. Now we're planning the crime of the century, and we get some lyrics, and then the drums drop in, and things get kind of ominous and like kind of, I don't want to say doomy in like a metal doom sense, but doomy and like music feels kind of foreboding and dark. And then the whole ending section, which you have this just piano motif, this da na 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 that just plays over and over and over, and they lay like drums over it and bass, and then the saxophone comes in, and it just kind of builds and builds and gets chaotic and eventually fades away. Just a phenomenal proggy ending to an absolutely perfect, not a perfect album because I don't like the song Dreamer. It's not going to be on this list. It didn't even barely make this list. It was nowhere near this list. Don't like that song. But yeah, fantastically stupid song. Number 4, maybe one of the best pop songs ever written. I don't think so. I know what the best pop song ever written is. Save that for another video. But one of the best pop songs ever written, The Logical Song. Awesome Wurlitzer intro, bum bum bum, with that awesome percussion. You got that interesting sort of verse, chorus, verse, no second chorus into the solo section. That cool ending with the weird noises. The lyrics about, hopefully what is not your schooling situation, but what is probably way too many people's schooling situations. I am proud to work at a school that is definitely not an outside of the box environment. Proud to be there. But yeah. Just a great song, great lyrics, great singing, great everything. Just, I think probably the iconic Supertramp track, if there is one. Probably that one. Number 3, School, the opener to Crime of the Century. Another great, like, little prog mini epic in 5 minutes. I mean, you got, 4 or 5 really distinct sections, absolutely awesome like piano solo part in it, some just great guitar playing by Hodgson, great lyrics about sort of like same thing Pink Floyd would sort of address in Another Brick in the Wall, just like a thing they would address in The Logical Song, just kind of like the oppression of school and what it did to kids and all that kind of stuff. A good opening to an album that is essentially sort of a journey of life type album. I always see this as a very a consistent, if not really strong concept album. There's definitely a concept to Crime of the Century. Just a great opening, that great awesome harmonica to open. Just everybody steps it up, the bass, the drums, everybody's playing incredibly well on this song. Great opener to that album. Number 2, The closing track on Even in the Quietest Moments, Fool's Overture, a nice 10-minute track. One of those that another very proggy opens up with this absolutely beautiful piano introduction that is just stupidly good. So incredibly beautiful. And then you get like some different like sort of synthesizer keyboard parts. You get some lyrics. You get like a return to the keyboard parts and things get more energetic. You get a weird little spacey interlude with like, you know, spoken, like they're playing like audio of like other like speeches and stuff like that. Just a great vocal performance by Hodgson. Just an awesome 10-minute prog epic. Like if the logical song is them in a pop nugget, this is their prog side perfectly encapsulated. Then my favorite song. I remember the first time I heard Number One on the radio. It's the first time I had ever heard the song. That was how cool KMET was back in Los Angeles. Back in the day, they played some deep tracks. And I heard this song. I had already owned, my mom owned Breakfast in America. I had bought Paris, the double album. I heard this song. And the next time I went to the record store, I bought this album. Even in the Quietest Moments, the title track to that. Sort of Roger Hodgson's. I think it's his most spiritual song. I think it's about his connection with whoever his God is, whoever it is that he believes in. Starts off with this slow kind of fade in with this really nice like acoustic guitar part, and then you get some vocals, and then you have this moment in the middle. Things kind of get a little more chaotic, and you got different vocals come in, and Hodgson sings this line, and the last note of whatever the line is, he just carries that word, and then Helliwell comes in. I think it's maybe a clarinet. I don't think it's a saxophone, but comes in on some like instrument that he's blowing, and just the notes that the two of them play kind of combine for a while and just carry on, and it is just, oh my gosh, this is just, I think, the most perfect song. It is chill, it is laid back, it is beautiful, it feels spiritual, it relaxes me, it makes me feel good, it makes me feel happy. I've been absolutely obsessed with this song for about a decade now, and I'm not getting tired of it. Like I said on the album video, I used to not listen to the first two songs and Even the Quietest Moments because it took me a while to kind of come around to them. And I would start with this, and it's just such a perfect song, Even in the Quietest Moments. And it really, the title matches the mood, but there is so much going on, and it is so rich in sound and so rich in just like feeling, and everything is just perfect on it. It's just the centerpiece of what is a fantastic album. But yeah, those are my top 10. Those right there. That's them in written form. Yeah, love them all. But that's it. That's all I got to say. I love this band. Pretty much everything comes from 4 albums, with a Cannonball sneaking in from that Brother, Where Art Thou album. Brother, Where You Bound. I don't know why I always mess it up. I always want to call it Brother, Where Art Thou. Right? Was there a movie or something like that, I think? Anyways, yeah, really good. I like this band. Those are my songs. Let me know what your favorites are. Let me know which ones I should revisit. Let me know what you think I don't know, what my 11 is. I don't know. I'm just rambling because it's cold here in Texas. Winter is a thing, and it's real. It's supposed to be 18 on Thursday, which is, I hate that. But anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share. Let me know what your top 10 are. And more importantly than anything, go listen to music, people. And if you haven't checked these songs out and you're like, hey, I got to re-listen to that and see why it's on his list, do it, man. Because these are some good songs. Yeah. Peace, y'all. Stay warm.